Please don't think this will be some cinematic version of your MBA life. It is not going to be that.
I'd like to add a fun tip. Get a very good wardrobe because Irma's life is not just about academics. We have
Nice.
fests, we
Yes.
have parties, we have a very vibrant life.
When we talk about any B school, feedback plays a very important role. So, Shiksha Nerd is back with another episode where we are talking to first year students of IRMA, and we will be taking the true feedback, the authentic one for you guys. Without any further delays, let's start the video. So, let's do the ice breaking first with your name, your state, and the entrance exam that you targeted, and what made you choose IRMA.
Hello everyone, my name is Rai Christy and I am from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. In my journey, I targeted Z and scored 94.9 percentile. Coming back to ma'am's question, uh, IRMA has a great legacy of alumni, and just last year they started a new program in cooperative management, and the idea of management in corporations really intrigued me. That's why I chose to enroll in the program.
Hello, my name is Mihir Thakre. I am from Nagpur, Maharashtra, and I have targeted CAT 2024, where I scored 92.5 percentile. And coming to ma'am's question, I targeted IRMA just because most of my professors and seniors recommended me this college for management. So that's why.
Hello, I'm Samriddhi Sharma. I'm from Calcutta, the city of joy, West Bengal. I targeted ZAT 2025 after completing my undergraduate, and I scored 95 percentile. Now, coming on to ma'am's question, I chose IRMA because of my bachelor's degree, which was in political science, and I felt that an MBA in rural management would be at the intersection of public policy and management at the same time.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Milan Sonavne. I am from Mumbai, Maharashtra. Last year I targeted CMAT examination and I secured 99.1 percentile. Coming back to your question, ma'am, I was preparing for civil service examination after my graduation, and IRMA has been offering this famous rural management program which aligned with my civil service preparation. Hence, I wanted to join IRMA.
Hello everyone, my name is Arjishi. I'm from Delhi NCR. I targeted ZAT 2025 and I scored a percentile of 93. Coming back to your question, ma'am, I chose IRMA for the reason that it is a long-standing trust in the industry
True.
and has a well-connected alumni base. And also, the niche of the program also attracted me towards this college.
Hi, I'm Jos Kaulakar. I'm from Kerala. So, as a former civil services aspirant, when there was a discussion regarding transforming UMA into a Tribhuvan Sagari University, India's first cooperative university, so I wanted to be a part of it because I thought this is more closer to the nation building as possible from the MBA side. So I chose IRMA to and also minus the risk of being a new university because it is built on the spine and the legacy of IRMA. So it is a no-brainer that I chose TSU because it has the legacy of IRMA plus the it is more closer to the nation building as possible.
Hi, I am Sumit Bhagat. I am from Vadodara, Gujarat. Last year I have targeted CAT 2024 and in which I have scored 88 percentile. And coming back to your question, I have selected IRMA because my graduation is in BCom, and from there I am interested in finance and number. That's why I have selected as a specialized program cooperative banking and finance.
Yep. So our applications are already closed, and this aspirants who are looking towards IRMA for their future college, they do need some tips from the seniors itself. So what tips would you give them for the interview rounds, or how can they make sure that I can be a part of it?
For the IRMA process has first the shortlisting of participants. After the shortlisting of participants, then we have a TSU VAT written application test, and then we have the personal interviews.
So they have to be here for the VAT.
For the VAT, there are multiple locations
Okay.
across India that are designated as centers. I gave my interview in Kolkata itself. And for the written application test, it is conducted right there and then. And after the written application test, on the same day, the personal interviews are conducted.
Okay.
Now, tips for preparing for the written application test. I would suggest try your best to study about things that are connect to the rural background, that connect things that make a difference within the sector, rural sector.
Right.
And apart from that, also try to focus on things such as that are connected to IRMA's legacy or Dr. Kurian's legacy as such. Once the TSU VAT is done, after that the personal interview process comes. And for the personal interview, you should be there are basic hygiene factors such as brushing up on your background or your academic background. That should be very clear. You should be very brushed up on your academic background. Along with that, in my interview experience, it was a very good experience, and they asked me about my extracurriculars and my experiences. My biggest advice would be yourself, which is a cliche advice, but don't try to overcompensate or don't try to bluff yourself through the interviews. Be your true self, be who you are, and know that the place that you're going to come to is that you're going to make a difference over here.
True.
The moment you're here.
You know, after shortlisting, when they come for the VAT or they come for the PIs, what mistakes can they avoid so that, you know, the professor is like, oh, you're not lying, something like that, right? Anything that you wish to share?
So IRMA would be offering 4 courses, RM and 3 new courses. But I would say the admission process would be same for everyone. The biggest suggestion for all the one who are seeking to secure admission here would be, do not portray over inclinations towards the rural management. Though IRMA is offering rural management, but the professors here have been taking interviews from 10-15 years. They know what is your inclination just by your interview. So if you show over love to this rural management, they'll know that you are
You're trying to lie.
you're trying to impress the professors. So I would advise that be genuine, show your true interest to them, so that you are seen as a justifiable and a humble person rather than showing over inclination toward this rural management course.
I would like to add one more point to it. Have basic clarity with your vocabulary, because you will be writing TSU VET before the PI, and what you have written over there, it will be given to the
So
professors before the PI.
Topics were already decided or
No,
on
no.
the spot?
It will be on the spot, and you have to be clear about what you write, because before the PI, the professors will go through the written ability, what you have written there. So that's why be clear about what you have written and with the vocabulary as well.
So there's the biggest myth about IRMA that students only from agriculture background are coming and joining their MBA program. Because to some extent, MBA is about the diverse academic culture. Peer learning is very important. It is not just, you know, you're not only learning from faculty, it is your peer also. So is it like that? Are we having only students from agri?
I think I would be the perfect person to answer this, since I myself am from a background in design. So, and I myself had this myth before joining IRMA, but after joining this campus, I realized there are people from all types of diverse backgrounds. So if you're thinking that there are only people from agri background, that would be a cultural shock for you when you come here. There are people from BTech, BCom, BBA, and even biology, sciences. So there are people from literary arts. So people from every background are here, and I think that is what makes the cohort so diverse, that you get to learn from each of people from
True.
all of these different backgrounds.
So anybody from the agri here?
There's actually nobody from agri here.
So
Actually,
this myth is totally clear.
Yeah.
So I feel this session has actually become the myth clearing session. So I've come up with another myth, which is, you know, only companies from the development sector are coming here for the placements. So how true is that?
So, as a placement coordinator with TSU, I would like to add on to this that even before coming here, that was the greatest notion that we came with. But since we are in the placement and placement committee, we make sure that since we have a good mix of backgrounds here, we take special care that the companies that come here are also having a good balance. So if we have development sector, private sector, then we have the CSR initiatives, then technology, consulting, analytics, all the companies that go into the normal top tier MPA colleges come here. Plus we have the good balance of development sector, because people also come here with the intention to join the development sector. We also maintain preference for that, but at the same time we have a good mix of companies and organizations from all the sectors.
Now let's clear the final myth that even I have, that when you are coming here, the only curriculum that you are studying is about rural management. So is it like that, or you are studying any other, you know, subjects or the specializations too?
I would like to answer that question, especially since I've struggled a lot in my first term. I think this is a big myth that if you're studying an MBA in rural management, you'll only have to study subjects related to the rural sector. That's not true at all. We study accounting, we study marketing. So we have basically an MBA at IRMA. if it could be described, the curriculum, it is, we have all the MBA subjects and we have the top tier curriculum of the other MBA colleges, but we also have the additional subjects of the rural background as well. Our first trimester revolved around subjects that are taught at every management school, but at the same time we are also taught subjects about the rural sector to build an empathy within us and also to build us forward for
So
the
that was an
VFA
add-on.
sector. Yes, the rural subjects are an add-on. They are not a trade-off.
My next question is directly from Rahi, because Rahi, you have different programs, MBA in cooperative management, right? What is it all about?
I'm glad you asked it. The curriculum in cooperative management is very similar to rural management, but on top of that, we are also given specialized focused on cooperatives and how the governance of cooperatives and how cooperatives became a thing in India and led to development of various farmers in especially in Gujarat. So few of the courses specifically target that and teach us the Amul model and various models of cooperative which were successful around the world.
So my next question is directly from Josh again. You are from Kerala, and what made you choose Gujarat, for your B school, and then IRMA for your agriculture business?
Since the founder of this institution is Dr. Varghese Kurian and he's from Kerala, so IRMA is not an alien name in Kerala. Almost most of the people are aware of the existence of an institute in Anand, known as Institute of Rural Management, Anand. And I also completed my education from various states like Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Delhi. So it was not a big ask for me to shift to Anand because the institution, if it is having that legacy, I was ready to move into Anand to pursue the program.
And what about the program MBA in agriculture? What is it like?
So the agribusiness management, the new program that is started at TSU, the core courses remain the same, but as we move on towards as we progress from one trimester to another, the specialization starts to enter. So more or less the initial core courses will be similar to the rural management, but then slowly it starts aligning more towards the agribusiness.
So Sumit, you just told us that you are a student of MBA in cooperative banking and finance. So what exactly is the program all about?
I want to say that in finance we are learning coding and we are learning that how to visualize the data and about the trader mindset, what they are thinking, about the HNI mindset and FII mindset, that what they thought when entering the market. And in banking finance, we have a guest faculty from RBI. They are teaching us that what they are thinking when they form that policy, what it is, and what they are going to do in further, and what the future India will look like. So it's a very interesting program.
I can see that. So when we talk about any MBA from any of the top B schools, first 3 months are always very, very challenging. So what was your experience? Any challenge that you thought, I might not be able to overcome it? So anything that you want to share?
I would like to answer this question. Coming from a different background, I was initially very scared of the course, and I won't lie, the course was very rigorous in the beginning, and it just pushes you to your limits in a good sense. But yes, there are quizzes, there are assignments, there are end terms and exams, and the only how I managed through this was being consistent with my studies, being consistent with my course, and keeping a benchmark for myself, and trying to overcome it one step at a time. And the faculties here also are very helpful. You can approach them with your doubts, and they're very approachable in that. So this was a huge support system for me in this in the first.
So were you
few
guys
months.
getting enough of sleep?
I won't lie to that. Was I can't answer positively for that, but because this course pushes you to its extreme, and that's very required to keep you on your toes.
Right.
One thing I want to clear from that answer as well is that please don't think this will be some cinematic version of your MBA life. It is not going to be that. You won't get any sleep. You will be crying in your friend's room. You will be crying in the cafeteria. Then you will be crying in front of professors also. It will keep going on. But at the end of the day, if you put in enough efforts, you will survive through. There were times in our first term where we had 4 group assignments to be submitted on the same day. We would get the deadline at 11 p.m., the mail, and we had to submit it by 12 a.m. So we have gone
Okay.
through that. We had exams, we had zero gaps. In our UG days, we had gaps as 2 days between an exam or 5 days between an exam. It is nothing like that over here. You are giving 2 quizzes. The next day, again, you have 2 exams back to back. You are juggling 11 subjects together. It's very hectic, but so take all the sleep you can get from home and then come over here because it is going to shatter your hopes of getting the good beauty sleep.
So because this is your residential campus, you guys are here 24/7. So how does it look like? So life at Irma.
Indeed, the life at Irma is really hectic, but also the beautiful campus helps me cool down myself. And any day of my career, I just die to come back to Irma and look the sun go down on Chimes Tower. It gives me peace which no place ever can give. And other than that, I've got sports. We can play football, and definitely the friends. Talking with them helps you cool down.
I would also like to add a girl's perspective to this as well. Since we have girls' hostels, like all girls' hostels, it is life at Irma is really great. It is going to be hectic, definitely. But at the end of the day, when you're back in your hostel room, there are other people who are there who are feeling the same.
Going
Even
through the
if-
same thing.
Even if they are feeling down, you can just go and just hang out with your friends. You can go to the cafeteria. We have a beautiful campus. You can just walk in the campus, and there are so many tiny puppies around. You can go and play with them. So it is a very hectic life, but it also has a very great side to it as well.
Now this is my final question. I would say question, not even question. It is a discussion or the final tip for your juniors.
I'd like to start. One thing I'd like to tell my juniors is be ready for a hectic life, be ready to work hard, but also be ready to meet various people who are gonna be with your side throughout your life.
I would like to add that spend enough time with your family, and because you won't be going to your home after coming to Irma.
I would like to reiterate my point that get as much sleep as possible. You won't get a chance to sleep once you're here. So please sleep as much as possible and come to Irma.
One basic tip for everyone who is joining Irma or any B school is just get hang of basic calculus, accounts. That's it. It will make your life much more easier, and you will be able to score much more higher than other participants, because you have to learn here all from the scratch. So if you come prepared, it will be easier right for you.
I'd like to add a fun tip. Get a very good wardrobe, because Irma's life is not just about academics. We have fests, we have parties, we have a very vibrant life. So if you come here only thinking that it's a rural management, I only wear traditional clothes, that's not it. Come with a very vibrant wardrobe.
For many, this would be a terminal degree. So enjoy it as much as you can. And it would happen so fast. Life would happen so fast. Take one day at a time.
Finally, I want to say that be ready for becoming a night owl.
In today's episode, we tried to bring out the authentic feedback directly from our first year students of Irma, and they wish you all the very best.